Hello, everyone. So, I wanted to start off a series called Eerie Series, right? It contains stuff that are a little bit weird, a little bit off, and I just decided to start off with the religious folks, um, prophet and prophetess, as they call themselves. Now, back in the old days, let me see. Some of us lived in Jamaica or Caribbean countries, or even in parts of Africa where we're used to these Warner women and Warner men. I think they have other names for them. They would be on the street and they would be predicting doom and gloom and saying stuff about the world, what will happen, and they would say stuff about people or communities, and people would be afraid of them, right? People would basically turn the other direction. They would stir up this uneasiness within people. Now, in today's age of technology, I think they go by other names and they're all over the internet. This is not to cast judgment on anyone to say, oh, they're fake, they're real, whatever the case may be. It's just to, you know, highlight what they're saying, what they're doing. So today's Warner women and Warner men, they are on the internet, right there in our faces, whether we want to hear them or not, right? A lot of them goes by pastor, prophet, prophetess, doctor, bishop, whatever the case may be. I'm sure. Let me see. How far can I go back? Let's say there are always warnings about the United States and other countries of such. And I remember there were several circulating after each president came into power. There were some about Obama, there were some about Trump and what's gonna happen, and I don't recall any of these things coming to pass, which is fine, and I breathe a sigh of relief. Now, anyway, um, so I don't know if these people are credible. Well, as far as I know, none of these things came true, so I am looking at it as they are not credible. I don't know where they get these things from. I don't know if it's the case where they are having nightmares or they're making up stories or some kind of spirits is impregnating them with these things that they speak out of their mouths. Anyway, so I've had personal experiences with these prophetess, Warner women, Warner men, whomever the case may be. I've had experience with them, and I'm always thinking, why don't these people they ever say anything that's positive? It's always doom and gloom. The time end time is near. Every generation they're saying that it's the last generation. It's the end time is now and all. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let me just say that. Anyway, I came across several pages that had people quote unquote prophesying about things that will happen to this world. Worst COVID came about. Woo, there were so many that flared up. I'm like, how comes I didn't hear any talk about the C word before it came about? It's like everything trickled down afterward. Anyway, I came across this page called Sister Carrie Ann. She sounds Jamaican, and she gave a prophecy about the US, UK, that she describes as Babylon, and Jamaica that she describes as Little Babylon. She referred to, she said time is going to come when there's going to be a huge earthquake in JA, and it's going to trigger a tsunami. She mentioned about the tectonic plates shifting, and she's saying that it is man-made, and it's going to be done to force JA to what's the word? To do away with the buggery law. I'm not sure if it's that serious, but that's what she said. Okay? She said the tsunami will start from the west and it will go all the way to as far as Linstead. I'm not sure about the features of a tsunami, but what I do know is that the sea itself, it pulls back and then it rushes ashore. So I'm not sure how that's gonna happen, in all honesty, but I'm not hoping for it to happen. So all you church folks and whoever, pray that it won't be bad. According to her, you can still pray, but it will happen. However, the impact will be less. Okay? Secondly, I came across another page. It's on TikTok. It's called Under the Psalm of Deborah. Okay. She spoke about darkness that's coming, and she mentioned the different forms of darkness. She's saying it's physical, it's spiritual, and she mentioned that there will be a time where they're going to be halting all spending, so there'll be no exchange of money. So therefore, people are going to need services, and they're not going to get services. People are not going to be working because there's going to be no money. And the agenda that she's talking about is to push the one world government. And based on what the agenda that they're trying to push, there's gonna be civil unrest. They're gonna be famine, lots of stuff, right? She warned people about spending on useless items, just to say that, hey, don't be spending your money and stuff that you don't need. Spend it on things that are of a necessity, like food, right? Water, medication. So she also mentioned that when she got the vision, she came out and she said, you know what? This is like a purge. The purge come to mind. You know the movie The Purge, right? She went on to say, do you have everything you need? And she also said people of the Most High will be covered. I'm not sure how they're going to be covered, but that's what she said. What does she mean? Like, are they going to be taken to a place in the sky before, or they're going to be taken someplace far away where these things are going to be minimal? I don't know. Wherever it is, I want to be there where I'm not getting the impact of this thing. Should it happen? And I really do think that if there's such a thing that will come about where they're trying to force people into the agenda of the one world government, then I really feel that regular people, they don't really care much. They just want to know that they're making money, they're going about their business, and that's it. So I don't think all of that is necessary. I really don't think so, because people will comply with whatever and carry on with the rest of the day. She also said, even if your sins are forgiven, you will still have to go throughout the judgment. I don't know. It sounds contrary to what she said earlier about the people of the Most High will be covered. I don't know. Okay, moving right along to our very own Jamaican prophetess, Shadeen Anglin. Okay, the fire mama herself. So, she spoke about a deadly pestilence that will come up on the land. And it's gonna be affecting people all over the world. But strangely enough, yesterday I saw a headline on Google. Sometimes you pull up the Google page and you see stuff just kind of whiz by. I saw something about a skin disease in some part of Asia that is 30% deadly. Okay. Alright, anyway, she went on to describe the dream and our vision. She said where she saw a huge screen, she heard the voice of the Father. And as he spoke the word, the words that showed up on the screen, and things showed, whatever he said showed up on the screen. And she said that his word was alive, and he spoke in authority like a father. He also said father had an accent, and the voice said to her, "This will come upon the earth. It will come upon person's skin, and many will die from it." So she is talking about some skin infection that's gonna be white, and she said, he mentioned it looks like jelly, and it's like a sore, and it flakes. It's a disease of the skin, she said. And she mentioned, she made reference to wearing of skinny jeans and tight-fitted clothes, that those things are going to be a thing of the past. It will be so uncomfortable to the point where you do not want anything touching your skin, and it's going to come with a lot of discomfort, itchiness. It's going to be, she said, it's going to be a terrible disease, worse than C, that happened 3 years ago and still going on. She said it's contagious and it's deadly, and it will spread very fast on the body. I don't know. I'm getting the urge to just stay in my room and just don't go anywhere, because they've been warning, people from every different kind of sector has been warning about another disease that's very infectious. I don't know. Okay, let's move on to this dude, Dr. Keenan Bridges. That's how he pronounces it. I think it's Keenan Bridges. I know this guy had some kind of prophecy about the world and the United States. However, I can't seem to find it. What I realized with the pattern of this guy is that he often jumps on to viral topics. He jumped onto the Diddy topic. He jumped onto the TD Jakes topic and some other stuff, So whatever it is out there in the media, he usually jumps onto whatever he thinks that's gonna catch people's ears and attention. He's onto it. So I find it that his videos are, pumping before he has to say, he says what he wants to say. So I tried to go through and I didn't find anything much, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this. So he mentioned something about body snatchers. I don't know. It seems like he's saying that there are people, spirits that will hijack people in the church bodies, just to rip the church apart. Okay? All right. Moving on to the most eeriest person I see there on social media is this woman. She always has this thing over her head, and this white thing kind of look like the stuff that's the cloths that the Jewish people they wear. The page is called The Master's Voice. Listen, this woman, she has many, her entire page is almost 98 or 99% worth of prophecies, and I just had to choose one of them. Okay, so one of the things that she mentioned, she had a vision about, or she heard God talking to her about, was that a time is going to come where there's going to be a lot of plane crashes, and she mentioned planes turning into fireballs on the runway, that there'll be technical mishaps, and she says she warned members of her intercessory team and others around her that whatever you do now, you should check it, and you should double check it, because she mentioned interferences from the other side, as a result of the veil between the spiritual and the natural becoming so thin that this is gonna cause a lot of accidents and stuff happening. And she mentioned the airplanes will be hidden together because people in the control tower, they're gonna be I'm not even saying they're going to be making mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen, and she's saying that there'll be little hands in the spirit realm that is reaching over to cause chaos, to cause accidents and stuff, even the minor. And she gave a couple of examples about locking your car doors, leaving your car doors, thinking that your car doors are open or closed. You click the little remote, you doop, doop, and you think it's closed, but when in fact it's not closed. So she's warning people to be careful about anything that you do, locking, unlocking your doors, even simple stuff. So that's where she's coming from. In all honesty, people, these things I take it with a grain of salt, but doing the research, I find I'm responding to it a little bit more stressful than I hope I would. But it is what it is. Whatever is going to happen to this world, at the end of the day, you just want to ensure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, whether it's in the physical and or the spiritual, to prepare yourself. Because I am hearing so many things coming across from different people in different areas, people in government, people in the health sector, people in the church, people who are spiritual and outside of the church. Everybody, they're saying different things, and at the end of the day, they're different things. There is not one thing that everybody is agreeing upon. So that's where my that's where I question the credibility of these people. But at the end of the day, people, live your life the best way you know how to. Prepare. It's not harmful to prepare. At the end of the day, it is what it is, because whatever it is that's going to be happening, if something is going to be happening, then we will all be in this together. It's not going to be happening to one person alone. So if I dirt, it's going to be dirt. Alright, thank you for listening to my eerie series, my first part of eerie series about religious prophecies and religious books. I hope to come with something different, because this is a little bit stressed out. It's supposed to be fun, but it's a little bit stressing right now, distressing. So, over and out, Jamaica Vlog 876. Bye-bye.